I've got brand new data into the Weather Center this morning about this heat wave. We're going to get a bit of a break this weekend before things get really hot next week. Multiple days where we could hit 100 degrees. I've got the very latest forecast coming right up.
The actions of former Vice President Mike Pence take center stage today on Capitol Hill. What's ahead today and the new video that's raising a fresh round of questions.
Overall, it costs about $72 to fill an average size 15-gallon tank of gas.
Plus, when drivers are paying more outside at the pump, they're spending less inside the store. We'll share the one item in particular that's taking a hit. Now grab your phone and join the conversation. What are you cutting back on because of these high gas prices? Our text line is open.
Now, Wake Up Central with Karen Fuller, Hayden Balgavy, and meteorologist Scott Covert.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on Wake Up Central. Time now 6:01. I'm Karen Fuller, Hayden Balgavy taking a deserved day off, and meteorologist Scott Covert, the bearer of not so good news weather-wise, but again, he's just the messenger.
I keep looking for any signs of relief in search of some cooler weather. Can't find any.
No rain either. The farmers really need it.
I've added a slight chance of rain to the forecast, actually. It's just a slight chance. It's not going to provide any meaningful rain. In fact, what I am finding is temperatures are actually going to be warmer next week. I think, I'll tell you, our confidence is increasing that we're probably going to hit the century mark. Maybe not just one day, but multiple days next week. More details on that coming right up. But first, look at this beautiful shot. Our view 11, we got that sunrise. Sometimes with that Saharan dust that's moved in, that's why it's so hazy out there. It can make for really nice sunrises and sunsets, more vivid colors, and that's what we're seeing here on our view 11. 77 on the board in Little Rock, it's 75 in Pine Bluff, 70 currently in Clinton, 78 in Batesville. Your high temperature for today, 97 degrees. That's before you add in the humidity. You factor that in, you get that heat index, 105 to 110, and that has triggered a heat advisory for a good majority of central and eastern Arkansas. Elsewhere across the state, it's still going to be hot, whether or not you're under one of these warnings. Here's what it's going to look like hour by hour. We're going to be in those triple digits from about 11 o'clock this morning through later this evening till after that sun sets. How hot's it going to get next week, and when can you expect that slight chance of rain? I've got those answers and much more coming right up.
Today, the House committee investigating the attack on the U.S. Capitol from January last year will focus on threats against former Vice President Mike Pence. It's day 3 of public hearings beginning at noon our time. THV 11 will carry the CBS News special report live. In the meantime, Naomi Ruckham has new details from overnight.
CBS News has learned one of today's star witnesses, retired conservative federal judge Michael Luttig, is expected to testify before the House panel investigating January 6, 2021, that America's democracy was almost stolen during President Trump's efforts to remain in office. Before the deadly Capitol attack, Luttig is said to have urged Vice President Pence and his aides to resist Mr. Trump's pressure campaign to delay or block the congressional certification of Joe Biden's victory. On the eve of Thursday's hearing, the Select Committee released surveillance video of a tour led by Georgia Republican Congressman Barry Loudermilk the day before the Capitol attack, with some of the guests documenting locations like staircases, security checkpoints, and hallways. The panel says the footage shows a man who was seen threatening members of Congress the next day on January 6th as rioters marched toward the Capitol. Loudermilk has denied any wrongdoing.
No one in that group showed that type of aggression that day. I mean, they were just here visiting.
Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Developing this morning, a North Little Rock shooting that we've been following is now considered a murder investigation. 30-year-old Keith Waller from El Dorado died in the shooting on Hillside Drive Tuesday night. Ramondo Edwards is now the suspect, wanted for first-degree murder. Police say Edwards should be considered armed and dangerous. Later today, the Little Rock Police Department will be announcing its new smartphone app. This app will give people the ability to send in crime tips in real time, along with getting immediate notifications on alerts about nearby 911 calls and many other features as well. So first, we have higher interest rates on our radar and also the gas prices. And those rising prices seem to be affecting more than just our wallets. Wake Up Central's Michaela Johnson joins us now with how it's also affecting lottery tickets. Michaela, good morning.
Good morning, Karen. The current average for a gallon of regular gas in the natural state now sits at $4.53, nearly 50 cents higher than a month ago. So this is how I feel whenever I go to the gas station. I'm already spending so much money at the pump. Why would I go in and spend even more? According to the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, a drop in their ticket sales leads them to believe that's how many other Arkansans are feeling too. Ashley McNatt with the lottery says scratch-off revenue as of May of this year is down to $40.4 million, down from $48.7. And for their draw games, they're down to $7.6 million from $8.8 million. McNatt credits these drops to gas prices and the overall economy right now. The ones directly impacted by less people buying tickets isn't the lottery itself, but where that money from ticket sales goes. Arkansas Scholarships.
So a portion of all the sales, I think it's about 92 cents that go towards those things. So, you know, if we don't have as many, if we're lower on sales, our proceeds may not be as high for proceeds for college scholarships. So, you know, it can impact, it does have a direct impact to Arkansans and helping get those students to college.
McNatt says the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery came off of a record year of sales in 2021. And while they are experiencing a drop in sales, it's not all bad news for the lottery. Coming up at 6:30, we'll learn more about what's doing well and how they actually anticipated this drop. Michaela Johnson for Wake Up Central.
Michaela, thank you. And that brings us to our conversation starter today. We're asking you, what is something you're having to give up on or cut back on due to the high gas prices? And let's see what you are saying this morning. Lots of folks texting us. You can as well. We'll show you how in just a moment. This is Suzanne from Hollis. She says she commutes 2 hours a day, stopping sodas, cut back on internet. Sodas have increased phenomenal, and she's not kidding. They are at least maybe $1 more in some places. Kim from South Bend here had to turn thermostat up so I can afford the electric bill. Not a great combination with the high heat and the high gas prices. No kidding. And Patrick from North Little Rock is saying he has had to cancel his $113 monthly cable and internet service. And Lauren in Conway says just planning the trips more carefully. That's about the way it is, folks. So tell us what you're having to do or how the gas prices are affecting you. Text us at 501-376-1111. Please include your name and your town, and we will share more of your comments coming up in about 15 minutes. So keep on texting. Arkansas families having to make some hard choices. With inflation, many wonder, can I still stay at home with the kids? Or will I have to leave them with someone else and go work? Wake Up Central's Sarah Horbakowitz has this interesting angle on the state of the economy.
Your grocery bill's higher and the price doesn't seem to stop rolling up at the gas pump. We're all seeing inflation's impact on our budgets, but as costs continue to climb, now it's forcing some stay-at-home parents to head back to work.
We're just trying to cut any way we can and coupon as far as groceries go.
But that wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't.
For the past few years, Amanda Williams has happily been a stay-at-home mom of 2, soon to be 3 kids.
Me and my husband had agreed when we started having kids that I would be a stay-at-home mom and take care of the kids in the house and that he would work and provide.
But with inflation hitting levels not seen in 4 decades, she says a single income just doesn't cut it anymore.
My grocery bill has gone up almost $300 extra a month than what we were already paying.
And she's not alone. Economists say that Arkansas families are now estimated to be spending about $450 more a month due to inflation.
What we're dealing with right now is a perfect storm of supply constraints and strong demand as we come out of the pandemic.
BB mom Andrea Gillian is in a similar spot, but the jobs she could hold are also limited.
I don't even want to go back full time. It'll probably honestly be part time, because we don't want to put them in daycare because daycare is also outrageous.
According to a child care advocacy group, Child Care Aware of America, the vast majority of Arkansans, about 80%, were unable to afford child care services as recently as 2020.
So even working a night shift a couple days a week would probably be more viable for us at this point.
And while economist Michael Pacco believes we'll start seeing lower inflation rates over the next few years,
that doesn't mean that we're going to see prices come back down again, but that just means that the pace of inflation should be slowing.
pushing more parents to search for at-home jobs.
I've put in probably over 30 applications for different work from home jobs and having absolutely no success.
And keep a close eye on their budgets.
We've cut expenses where we can, and we're still barely above water.
Reporting in Little Rock, Sarah Horbakowitz for Wake Up Central.
Remember these events, Pops on the River, coming back this 4th of July in downtown Little Rock. This morning, we now know the 38th year starts at 3 o'clock in the River Market on Monday, July 4th. There will be a performance by the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra, and for the kids, there'll be rides, games, and for everybody, food trucks, of course, followed by the huge fireworks finale. Right now, it feels like July. So, Scott Covert, what's the one thing we should know about the weather today?
Yeah, you can say that again, and it's only going to get hotter is the thing that worries me a little bit. For today, though, 97 in Little Rock, heat index values in central eastern Arkansas, 105 to 110. That's some dangerous heat. Be mindful of that. 96 in Russellville and Monticello, 96 in Clinton as well. There's a bit of a break this weekend. I've added a slight chance of rain that you might want to know about. But then next week, are we going to have several days in the triple digits? It looks like it. More details on what we're learning coming right up.
And ahead on Wake Up Central, the reason why millions of Ford vehicles are being recalled this morning.